I love free stuff, and I think we all kind of love free stuff. Now, we'll cover this again when we're spending money, but when we're not spending money, things sometimes change, and the players we may want to pick or the players may want to use, especially the free ones. Team captains, they're back. Who we taking? No money spent. Let's go. If you're looking to build the best team in Madden, then make sure you head over to MMOEXP.com. Link is in the description below right now. Make sure you use code CC for 5% off the cheapest coins, the fastest delivery, everything you can need to be on your road to greatness. Again, use code CC, 5% off.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Smoking in the mirror, I just practicing my wrist flick. I can't settle for a quarter. Real fast, need a bare maximum. Word to Khalil Mack. War so ambitious, oh God.
Hey, what is going on, Madden family? We are here talking about no money spent prep for Madden 22. And again, we're doing something like this for the team captains because we want to have that idea in our head, right? I'm going to be covering who I actually pick, right? That's going to happen once the game drops, but that video may not be out like the first hour or whatever it is, right? So we want to make sure that we are going to sort of set you guys up with some of the proper information that you need. And again, based on how you play, this could obviously change. This is just sort of my opinion. Maybe the game plays a little differently and this is something that we can change in the future. Hey, it is what it is, but make sure you hit the like for me again and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Let's get into it and let's see here what we have. Okay, so we've got team captains. Now, if you do not know what team captains are, it is basically free cards that will get upgraded throughout the year. You get them and they are free. You barely have to do anything for them. It's pretty awesome, right? I love it, but you only get to pick one. Now, some of the caveats with team captains is obviously they're going to get team chemistries to fit into whatever your theme team is. Also, these versions of team captains will be a little more special this year because they're going to have lower costs for certain things for you to try out, right? Abilities and all that aren't going to cost hundreds of training. They're going to cost a very minimal amount of training. You can, test out some of this stuff at a lower cost, right? Not necessarily that, because you could always refund, your training, but maybe you don't have it. It's key here. So we're going to go over them. There's always 2 offense, 2 defense, and this is what we want to make sure, because these are going to be cards you can basically have mere minutes into playing the game. Okay. Get it good. Again, 2 offense, 2 defense. The first one we see here is Lance Allworth, and this is a very, very, very good card. Statistically across the board, one of the best receivers that's going to be in the game. Now, he's not the fastest. He's not a Tyreek Hill speed. He's not Jamar Chase speed, but he is free. And we see that route running in all 3 levels is up there. And hopefully there's going to be strategy cards which can help us get those to a 90 overall rating so you can put him wherever you want. This is an extremely versatile card and will be very helpful. Why does that route running matter? Because if someone happens to maybe have you manned up, a higher route running threshold right there is going to be able to get him more and more open for whatever routes you have him on. So again, you're going to have to use a little bit of planning for it because it is a great card and he is very balanced. 6 foot again is fine. You do like bigger players if you're playing on next gen, so this thing. But again, the speed is good. 88 speed's fine. 89 deep route running, super easy to get up to 90 hopefully. And the medium and short both at 87. I really like this card. I think this is going to be a card a lot of people end up having. Now, Jack Youngblood, I tell you what, this card is good. Now, again, he's going to play end, so you could play him at DT as well, right? But if you compare him to that day 1 Aaron Donald, those stats are out there. This card is basically the same for the most part. And that Aaron Donald card is going to be expensive, very expensive. This one is not. Now with Allworth, again, you're going to have other receivers that you can sort of plug and play in. You can get Jamar Chase if you did Rookie Premier and all that. And you do need, 3-4 wide receivers. Maybe you pre-order, you're getting that Randy Moss as well. So maybe you don't need a receiver, even though I really like Allworth. And he was a card that I'm personally probably not going to take off the rip, right? Personally, not for me. But if we find out that these route running thresholds are really, really important, his value is going to go up and we can go back and change there. Jack Youngblood here, getting a premium pass rusher, top of the line pass rusher for free to start the game is extremely important. The balance there, the power move, finesse move, 86, 88, both really good. You want those both high. The strength, 85 is fine. The speed is there even. Now his weight is the only thing that's a little down. Could get pushed around a little bit, but I really, really like this card, especially the fact that it's going to cost this many coins. You won't really have a chance to get a premier pass rusher for 0 coins. Not yet. This card is going to be outstanding. Now we get to John Lynch, okay? And again, John, scroll back down slightly here. We got John Lynch, strong safety, good hit power, zone coverage really, really high. Again, if 90-91 zone coverage is a thing, this card with a little bit of boost gets you right there and is a monster. 6'2", 220, great size on the card. He's a little slow at 86 speed, especially when you're going to see a Moreg out there as a 90 speed safety. You're also going to be grinding towards the Chancellor, who's a 92 speed safety. So again, while this card could have some potential, right? If it's a very running heavy meta that starts the game, this is a really good card to have. Yeah, the speed's not quite where you want it to be. Maybe if it was 88, you'd feel a little bit better, but the 89 hit power, good. The zone coverage, again, having to get it up there, good. Tackling, pursuit, play rec, all this is a really, really solid card for day one. I kind of wish it was more of like just the legend card, and so I don't have to pick and miss on this one, but I do like this card. And again, to me, right here, I feel like we're going to be getting Chancellor pretty quickly, within a couple weeks. We'll probably also get some other safeties, which are also have a little bit of pop. Safety is a very heavy position, and I expect it to be a heavy position this year as well. So I would pass on this unless that zone coverage rating at 90 means that their break on the ball is extraordinary. We'll have to wait and see there, but this one, great for run defending. If it's a very run heavy game, take them. If not, we don't want them. Okay, we don't want them. And Sean Alexander right here, the last one, a running back, and again, a very solid running back who cannot catch. Okay, again, what we want to say here is this is for no money spent, right? So I'm not gonna assume you're gonna have Derrick Henry. Okay, can't assume that you're gonna have that, even though this card is very similar to Derrick Henry. I'm gonna assume you don't have him. The difference between this card and Henry is obviously still the size. Alexander shorter, less weight. Derrick Henry much harder to bring down, but otherwise the break tackle, the trucking, the acceleration here, the agility is a little low. Again, similar. This is kind of like a baby Derrick Henry for free. The only reason I'm not gonna push people towards taking him is running back is very dime a dozen. It truly is, especially early on. You've seen that Saquon for superstars that's going to come out. Maybe you can get that one for free somehow, potentially. Maybe some of those team builders will have a sneaky running back in there like we used last year with Cam Akers, right? Maybe not a perfect meta running back, but someone that is really cheap, really usable. You can get cheap running backs and usable running backs. There's a reason why we did not use Eddie George's team captain last year, because running back was easy to get. Same thing here. Again, while this is a good baby Derrick Henry card, if you're a very heavy runner, maybe this is the way you want to go. Right? Maybe it is. It could be, but maybe it's not. Right? So again, for me, and with the value that each of these cards bring to the table, and we're only talking about the very beginning, Jack Youngblood has got to be the one for me here. I'm not going to be able to afford an Aaron Donald. It's impossible to afford him early on, no money spent, without an absolute ton of grinding. But this is a pass rusher who can play on your team. Now, as the year goes on, will you change this card out? Probably. And again, you can totally do that. That is fine. But also, the key here is that you, without a lot of coins, you're going to be able to try out some of those elite pass rush moves here as well, right? An edge thread or whatever it may be. Those are kind of game changers early on when people aren't putting, abilities on their tackles and stuff like that. This is going to be the card. This is, I believe, Unless something changes once I get my hands on the game, this is where I'm going to go with Jack Youngblood on this account. Again, I want to have a premier pass rusher for 0 coins. I need that. That is super important because it is someone I don't control at all. I'm not going to use as a D-line. I need those guys to do their work and get their pressure without me doing something. A running back, I control. A receiver, I'm pretty controlling of what he does, putting him on certain routes, right? Even John Lynch, maybe he's kind of a pseudo user for you. You could user him, right? You're not going to be able to do that with Youngblood. Get Youngblood. Be happy. If it turns out that the card sucks, we'll obviously let you guys know. They're like, oh no, this card just doesn't play well. But again, this is where my head's at. By the time I get the game, by the time I start grinding the money spent, again, you guys will probably be ahead of me from when the videos are releasing. Okay? So just want you guys to know that, so you're not sitting here waiting for me to tell you what to do no money spent wise, because those videos will be slightly delayed. But either way, thank you guys for tuning in. Be great. Let me know who you guys are picking, and I am out. Peace.